Yo, yo, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Writer's Block. If you are here today listening to this video, kudos to you, because this is one of our very first videos. It's actually just our second, and it is our first weekly update here on the channel. And so I basically just wanted to kind of record a quick video today to check in with everyone on my writing progress for the week. And so I'm going to start this off by first saying kind of what my writing goal for this week was. So I started the channel about Monday and it's Friday. And so wasn't really much time in between to set a goal. However, knowing that this is kind of a new habit for me, wanting to kind of write more often. Honestly, my goal was to just be consistent and to just kind of get my feet wet with the writing process. And I did do that. Kind of moving on to, how much I wrote, right? So as I alluded to, right, my goal was just to, or as I mentioned, my goal was just to kind of get my feet wet and begin writing things. Even though I kind of knew during the time, like, ooh, this isn't so great, so on and so forth. But in total, not counting the amount of writing I did for work specifically, so just like kind of free time writing and like writing for fun, I got 967 words, and that was in 3 writing sessions. So I was averaging just over 300 words a writing session, and those averaged. It was approximately 27 minutes. So the first one was 20, and then the last two were 30 minutes. And so I'm pretty excited about that. And that kind of leads me into the next section of this, which is what went well. So I think the first thing that went well was I actually wrote, right? So every day since starting the channel, I wrote for 20 to 30 minutes, and it wasn't as bad as I thought, right? And that could be partially due to me kind of just starting this new habit. So I'm still kind of riding the momentum of like, oh, I'm starting writing more. Specifically, too, just so you're aware, those writing sessions I write in a Google Doc, and that is publicly available and should be in the description below if you do want to check out kind of my daily writing progress as I go. And those were all kind of like fiction writings, right? So the first one I wrote a little bit about a mouse who lived in a gingerbread house. Didn't actually finish it because I only wrote for 20 minutes. And then the next two, which is also kind of leads me to my next win or at least a high for the week. The next 2 writing sessions were focused on a prompt that was provided to me by ChatGPT. And so this was something that was actually very handy, very useful, and I found it to be pretty effective. And so I think going forward, you know, I'm going to utilize ChatGPT quite a bit, as well as other online resources, just to find exercises to continue to, try different things. I found it helpful just in the sense that it said explicitly, like, I want you to write about an interaction between your main character and some people in a bar, right? It's kind of an ominous scene. You have to interact with at least 2 characters. And I thought that this was helpful just because, the first day when I was just making stuff out of like absolute thin air, I found that to be a little more difficult and actually wrote a little bit less that day, just because I was having to kind of compose this story on the fly, which, you know, I don't want to bog myself down with too much early on, simply because I just want to just kind of get writing. Just because right now I'm so new. My skills are so raw, for a lack of better terms, that I just don't want that to be something that slows me down. And so, if you're looking for something, I would highly recommend utilizing ChatGPT or something similar to just give you a writing prompt. And then, you get the writing prompt, it generates in 30 seconds, and then you hit your timer and you just write. That was something that I found to be really effective. And that also through that process, I started to kind of piece together the remnants of a little bit of the story. I did not finish that. I will be writing later on today. I'm not sure if I'll stick with that one or I'll move on to the next one. I'm tempted to go back and just like quickly finish it off, just kind of tie a bow on that. But who knows? I'll kind of just go with, how I feel in the moment. In terms of what didn't go well for me this week, which is kind of the next section of this update. I wouldn't say anything didn't go well in particular. However, a few things that I would like to note is just that one, I didn't really stick to a firm writing schedule. So my work writing schedule is generally I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 to 8:30. And that's kind of something that I tried to stick to. However, with this, right, trying to transition and write a little bit more fiction, I basically just wrote whenever I felt like it, which I know is not what people tell you you should do, and also doesn't really work for me, at least going forward, just because in essence, right, you'll get to a point, right, where this week I feel really good because it's first week starting the channel, so on and so forth, and I'm writing all the time, whatever, whatever. And then when you get back to reality, you lose some of that motivation and, things get busy, right? Life gets in the way. You will kind of just not write because you never feel like it. And so one of my, goals for next week will be likely to set a schedule, even though and I'll talk about it in a sec. With my writing goals for next week, I'm going to be kind of out of the office, traveling, which will make it a little harder. However, I am motivated to kind of keep up the effort or keep up the habit. And so moving in then to the last section of this video is what are my goals for the upcoming week? So as I just mentioned, right, I'll be traveling Monday and Tuesday, which means I'm not going to be in my regular office. I will have a computer. However, I'll basically be busy from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., if not later, probably till 9 p.m. on Monday, which likely will be a day that I don't get to write. That being said, my overall goal is just to stay consistent. I'm going to set the bar really low and just say I want to write three times for 30 minutes. I'm not going to have a word count just because I'm still kind of too new. However, I do think having written about 1,000 words this week, that a good goal for me perhaps in the future would be to, hopefully have 30-minute writing sessions, 30-minute writing sessions, get to about 500 words. I think that would be kind of a long-term goal. But yeah, so my goal for this week is just to stay consistent. And then also as it pertains to the channel, right, is continue to record the weekly updates, and then work on thumbnails. I'm finding out that that is kind of a pain, right? You have to have like Microsoft, you have to take a picture of yourself, which I don't like that. So just being consistent with not only the writing process, but then also updating on my personal journey. Aside from that, I do just want to remind you again that to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you are new to writing and you want to get involved with our community. I'd be more than happy to go back and forth with you about challenges, things that work for me, so on and so forth. And I do also intend to have more videos related to that. Maybe having a video that is outlining my writing goals for the next 6 months, or more kind of more immediate, such as this specific month, and that kind of thing. Talk about my writing schedule. So yeah, so just make sure to do that if you are interested in hearing more from moi. And note that, right, my writing progress will be posted every single day in that Google Docs, which should be in the description below. And so with that being said, happy writing.